What are you two doing in there?
Nothing.
Nothing, Dad.
Just hanging out.
Honey,
Yes?
it's time to give Timmy the birds and the bees talk.
Oh, dear.
I know. Okay, son. Every living organism in the world is made up of cells, which are like building blocks. In regular cells, referred to as somatic cells, division occurs which allows for the creation of more identical cells. This is how our hair, nails, bones, and muscles grow, and how we heal.
Now, honey, meiosis is a similar process, except each cycle produces 4 cells which are not identical. These new cells each contain half of the original genetic information of the original cells, and are referred to as sex cells or gametes. Your body creates one of 2 types of gametes, depending on if you are a boy or a girl. Because you are a boy, hun, your body produces spermatids, while your sister produces ovum.
And it is those 2 types of cells which your mother was telling you about last week, which combine together and then divide, eventually resulting in a fetus, which grows into a baby. Okay, let's look at it a little closer. Let's start off with a single cell. For this example, we will assume that it is from a girl. During meiosis, the cells undergo 2 rounds of division. The first round is called meiosis 1, and each step has a different name.
First, we have interphase. Now, do you know what DNA is, son?
DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the molecules in cells which carry the genetic information for growth and cell function.
Yes, exactly. How did you know that?
The internet. Alright then. During interphase, the DNA or chromosomes in the cell is copied, resulting in 2 identical sets of chromosomes. Now note, outside the nucleus are 2 objects referred to as centrosomes, which each contain a pair of centrioles. These are going to be important for later.
Next, the cell undergoes prophase 1, when the copied chromosomes condense into X shapes. It is important to note that at this point, each chromosome is composed of 2 structures called sister chromatids, which have identical genetic information. Then the chromosomes pair up.
It looks like they're holding hands.
Yes, and now crossing over or recombination occurs, when pieces of genetic information or alleles are traded between chromosomes at the place where they are connected, or holding hands, as you say. If you look closely, can you see what this has caused?
These 2 paired chromosomes look differently than the others. That's right. This is a natural occurrence which leads to genetic variation. This is one of the reasons why I have brown fur while your mother has white fur, which we will explain more later. Wow, what's next?
Well, next the membrane around the nucleus breaks down, releasing the paired up chromosomes throughout the cell. Finally, notice how spindle-like structures are extending from the centrioles. These are the spindle apparatus, which were first noticeable during interphase. The third step of meiosis 1 is metaphase 1, when the chromosomes line up next to each other along the equator of the cell. Note that the centrioles are at opposite poles of the cell. The spindle apparatus coming off of each one now attaches to 1 chromosome of each pair.
Fourth is anaphase 1, when the chromosomes are pulled apart from each other by the spindle apparatus, one moving towards each pole. Notice that the sister chromatids remain together.
The final stage during meiosis 1 is telophase 1. At each pole of the cell, a full set of chromosomes group together. Nuclear membranes form around them, creating 2 separate nuclei. Cytokinesis finally occurs as the cell is pinched in the middle, forming 2 separate cells, each with a full set of chromosomes. Here are the 2 new daughter cells after cytokinesis.
Why do I feel like that wasn't the end of the lesson?
Oh, we aren't even close to being done. Next, we have meiosis 2.
What happens then?
Well, meiosis 2 starts off with the 2 identical daughter cells we finished with. We are about to follow along as these 2 cells divide into 4 different cells. First is prophase 2, when chromosomes once again condense into X-shaped structures. The nuclear membranes once again break down, releasing the chromosomes. The centrioles duplicate as the muscle spindle forms once again.
Next is metaphase 2. Like in metaphase 1, the chromosomes line up along the equator of the cell, with the centrioles on opposite poles. The spindle apparatus once again connects onto the sister chromatids.
During anaphase 2, the sister chromatids are pulled towards the opposite poles by the spindle apparatus. These separated chromatids are now individual chromosomes.
The final step to meiosis II is telophase II, when a set of chromosomes gather at each pole. The nuclear membranes form around each of the 4 sets of chromosomes, creating 4 separate nuclei. Cytokinesis occurs, pinching off the 2 cells into 4 separate cells.
And that is the process of meiosis, how sex gametes are made.
And that ties into what Mom told me the other day?
Yes, son. Did you notice how the final 4 cells only have half of the chromosomes of the original cells?
Yes.
Well, the process we just learned creates the sex gametes, each having half of the genetic material. One of each, depending on if the contributing parent is male or female, is combined to form a zygote with a whole set of chromosomes. This zygote then undergoes division to eventually form a fetus, which formed you!